You don't just marry a man, you marry his baggage. You know, if you're a woman working tirelessly to build a blended family right now, you've probably heard that phrase before. But the truth is, when you step into a blended family, it's kind of flipped. You're inheriting a highly complex, pre-existing web of relationships that you didn't create, but that you absolutely have to help navigate. And man, if you're feeling emotionally exhausted, just walking on eggshells every time a text comes in from the ex, I want to validate right now that you are not alone in that. The past is bleeding into your present, and the loyalty trap is incredibly real.
So consider this explainer your ultimate survival guide for managing those tricky external relationships. Because let's be real, they dictate the internal peace of your new home. And here's the hard truth we're going to confront today. Your partner's ex isn't just his ex. She's the mother of his children. And that relationship directly impacts the stability of the beautiful new dynamic you're trying to build. We're going to break this overwhelming dynamic down into highly actionable, structured rules of engagement to give you the momentum you need.
Right, here is our roadmap. We'll cover the co-parenting reality check, the business meeting mindset, protecting your blended family, navigating holidays and schedules, handling the new partner, and finally, resilience and self-care. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the co-parenting reality check, why it's so hard. Before we can fix anything, we really have to look at the core stressors that make blended families feel like an absolute pressure cooker. First, the past bleeds into the present. It's just so hard to switch instantly from being a romantic partner to a logistical co-parent without old wounds resurfacing, right? Second, there's the new guy factor. Your new partner didn't sign up for your past, yet he's often expected to manage the fallout, which totally makes him feel like an outsider. And finally, the loyalty trap. Kids feel torn. If they see you fighting, they feel guilty. If you're too soft, they test boundaries. The pressure to manage everyone's emotions is immense, and it sets us up to feel like we're constantly failing. So how do we actually fix this?
That brings us to section 2, the business meeting mindset, reframing relationships.
Okay, we absolutely must shift our perspective on the relationship with the ex. We have to stop viewing interactions through the emotional lens of the past. Co-parenting is a business partnership, not a friendship. In fact, I want you to imagine that you and the ex are co-CEOs of a company called The Children. The pay is terrible, by the way, but the product, raising healthy, happy kids, is invaluable. So how do CEOs act? Well, they stick to the agenda, they keep their emotions in check, and they never bring up past grievances unless it's a breach of the current contract.
Now, to act like a CEO, you need the right communication tools. Enter the BIFF method. If your text messages usually turn into rapid-fire arguments, this is about to become your new best friend. BIFF stands for brief, informative, friendly, and firm. You keep it short, you stick entirely to the facts, you maintain a neutral or, mildly pleasant tone, and you stand firm on your boundaries. No long paragraphs explaining your feelings, just the business at hand. Let's actually look at this in practice. An emotional text like, "You're always late and it's so stressful," basically just invites an argument. It's completely rooted in history. Instead, look at the BIFF approach. Pick up for soccer is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Thanks. See how it completely removes the emotion? It sticks entirely to the agenda. It's bulletproof. When you strip the emotion out of the text, you literally strip the fuel out of the fire. Now, with communication locked down and professionalized, we need to talk about protecting the sanctuary of your new home. Moving to section 3, protecting your blended family. Rules of engagement. Listen. Your new partner did not cause your divorce, and they are definitely not responsible for fixing your past. If you constantly bring the ex's drama into the living room, your new partner is going to burn out. So you have to establish rules of engagement. First, create a physical and emotional no-ex zone. When you walk through the front door, the co-parenting drama stays outside. Next, present a unified front. Agree on how you'll handle schedules before a conflict even arises. Crucially, don't make your new partner the enforcer of bad news to the kids. Let them be the supportive bonus parent, not the bad cop. And finally, implement the no venting rule. Venting to your partner creates this toxic triangle where they feel they have to defend you. So vent to a neutral third party instead, and bring only solutions back to your partner. When we talk about protecting the family, we really have to talk about protecting the kids from loyalty conflicts. Keep this heavy truth in mind. The child loves both parents, and that love is not a pie. It really isn't. You can absolutely hate the ex's choices as a spouse, but you must respect their role as a parent. Children are 50% you and 50% them. If you attack the other parent, you're basically attacking the child's identity. Separating the person from the parent is the golden rule that prevents destructive loyalty conflicts from tearing your blended home apart. Which brings us to our next major challenge.
Section 4. Navigating holidays and schedules, the minefield.
We all want that perfect holiday, right? But in a blended family, competing expectations can turn December into an absolute minefield. Instead of trying to recreate old holidays and forcing everyone into a mold that just doesn't fit anymore, try stepping through these tactical rules. Number 1, plan early. Do not wait until December. Lock down your schedule in October or November. Number 2, if it's possible, split the day so that kids get to see both parents. Yes, it's logistically messy, but it is so much emotionally cleaner for the children. And number 3, create new traditions. Maybe you celebrate Blended Family Eve. Doing this gives your children a deep, joyful sense of belonging in the new dynamic, without ever forcing them to choose between their old life and their new one.
All right, Section 5. Handling the new partner, your ex's new flame. So, what happens when your ex has someone new? The overarching rule here is incredibly simple, though I'll admit, not always easy to execute. Do not compete with her. If you try to be the better mom or the more fun mom, you're playing a game that literally nobody wins, and it only deeply confuses the children. Your goal is not to defeat her. Your goal is to maintain the peace of your own home. Respect her role when the kids are at their house, never badmouth her, and communicate with her exactly as you would a coworker in another department. Keep it professional, brief, and completely drama-free. But managing all of these moving parts, the ex, the new partner, the kids, your spouse, that is massive emotional labor.
Which leads perfectly into Section 6, resilience and self-care, the manager's toolkit. Let me be very clear here. Taking care of yourself in this dynamic isn't selfish, it is highly strategic. If you burn out, the whole system collapses. You need a manager's toolkit. And the most powerful tool in there? The pause button. When you get a text from the ex that makes your blood absolutely boil, do not reply. Walk away. Wait 20 minutes. Utilizing that pause before reacting can literally save your entire evening. Add journaling to process your frustrations outside of the family dynamic. Lean on support systems who truly understand blended families. And please, if the situation is ever toxic, abusive, or court orders are being broken, do not hesitate for a second to seek professional or legal help.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with some real momentum. I want you to take these 3 immediate steps this week, utilizing the structured strategies we've just discussed. First, audit your communication. Look at your last 3 texts to the ex. Were they BIFF? If not, rewrite them in your head right now. Second, set a firm boundary somewhere you feel you're being walked on. And third, schedule a no-ex night this week with your family, where talking about the past is strictly off limits. Just connect, have fun, and build your own memories.
By mastering these strategies, you aren't just managing logistics, you are modeling healthy conflict resolution for your children. You're showing them that love is not a zero-sum game. Because ultimately, the true magic of your blended family doesn't lie in some perfect conflict-free life. It lies in your resilience and your ability to be the steadfast anchor when the storms hit. So I'll leave you with this final thought as you step back into your home. In the heat of the next conflict, are you ready to choose peace over being right?